over the past several weeks, I have shared a lot of pictures that I took in June of this year at our annual family vacation in Milford Lake, Kansas. And this is the last one of that series of photos that I'll be posting. And appropriately, it's a sunset. This is the sunset on the last night we were at the lake, and everything just sort of worked out to take this picture. This is on the swimming beach, 100 yards from the cabins where we all stayed, and this is... It was just a cool photo to be able to take. I shot a lot of pictures with my macro lens, but this one I shot with the classic Nifty 50, the one that I've had for 11 years. I don't even know. That same lens with a 10-stop neutral density filter, so I could get a really long exposure. I shot this at f/16, so I could get a long exposure. I think the total exposure time was 10 seconds, and that's with a 10-stop ND filter. So you know that the sun was still decently bright at this point, but it was setting over those trees on the horizon. And when you combine that setting sun with a small aperture, you get those beautiful starburst patterns that you can see here. And that was entirely intentional. Everything about this shot is composed how I wanted it to be, with the starburst pattern, with the light as it was. I mean, I obviously didn't I didn't create the clouds. You can thank God for that. He painted the scene. I just captured it in a photo. Everything was nice and still. There was hardly any breeze, so the trees in the background were sharp, that you didn't get motion blur. And I really like that vertical pillar of light on this that the sun cast on the water. I actually have a different photo from either right before or right after I shot this, where that pillar of light is wider and it's more of a presence, but the starburst patterns weren't as nice in that other one. And at the end of the day, I can't get enough of the starburst patterns. I love them. And anytime I can capture stuff like that in a photo, I just enjoy doing it. And those are not hard to get. You just need a light source and a small aperture. And that's the refracting of the light in the lens creates those starburst patterns. It's really easy to get those at night, headlights from a car and stuff like that. But it's not always easy to get this photo, especially since I live in Oklahoma without a lot of or any lakes like this nearby, and not a whole lot of opportunities to get a photo like this. This is a fun photo to take, and it's one of those where it's not quite blink and you miss it, but if there's like a 5-minute window to get this shot, and if you're not there, you can't do it. So you really got to be at the right place at the right time and have the right gear and know what to do in order to get this shot. And I'm just so glad I was able to take it. This shot doesn't tell a story necessarily. It just reminds me of the lake and the family vacations that we have there, and how special those times are for me, my wife, and our kids, and all the other family that's able to make it. So for anyone who was at the lake this year, thank you for coming. We had such a great time. We always do. And anyone who wasn't able to make it this year, hopefully we'll see you there next year.